now live. Okay. 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 Da-da-da-da. All right, I'm about to post a link if you guys want to share it to anybody. Good morning, everybody. We are in Matthews, Louisiana. We are waiting on hurricane force conditions. We've already had some gusts. We had a gust that knocked over a power pole about 15 feet away from us. That was maybe 10 minutes ago, and we're about to start getting hurricane force gusts pretty consistently here once we get into this outer eye wall. But we are in Matthews.
Do you want me to actually go over like the entrance of the Taco Bell parking lot and not have cords in the way?
Sure, that'd be great.
I will do that. Repositioning real quickly here, just right across the way so we don't have any power lines in the shot. Should give you a better shot here of what the wind's actually doing into the trees. For those who know a little bit about hurricane history or don't, the last time that there was truly a major hurricane that made an impact on this area, it was actually in 1969 with Hurricane Camille. This area got hit pretty hard by Hurricane Katrina, but they did not get the direct effects of it. So unfortunately for that, there's a bunch of people who have a false sense of security who are in this part of Louisiana as to thinking, oh, I've been through Katrina, so this won't be that bad at all. And unfortunately, that's just not the case, but hopefully everyone who needed to get out did, so.
Talk about the family.
Oh yeah, so we were setting up a probe to capture the damage or potential damage of these buildings. Well, they will get damaged in the eye wall, no question at all. But there were like single wide trailer homes that were manufactured probably in the 70s, and they were not in great shape. And there was a woman who came out to see what we were up to, and she told us she was planning on riding out the storm in her house, and her house was a little bit better built than some of the other homes on the block. But she told us that her next door neighbor, who was in one of those really terribly built trailer homes, was actually planning on riding out the entire hurricane with their 8 family members, including a 2-month-old child. And I knew that was not a good idea, so myself and Michael, who was in the back seat, walked up to the house and actually talked to the homeowner there, and we told him basically like, hey, we fully expect that this house is not going to be here after the hurricane goes through, so it would probably be in your best interest to go down to the high school in town here and shelter, where they do have a shelter in place.
I mean, maybe 100 yards away from their house.
Literally 100 yards down. So that just kind of goes to show you the false sense of security that's in place with a lot of these people. And it's really unfortunate, because truly, if they did not relocate, which we are 99% sure they did, because 2 of the cars that were in the driveway no longer were, if they had not relocated, there's a pretty darn good chance that they would have not survived the storm. So hopefully they heeded our warnings and are not there anymore, because in the next hour or so, things are going to get really, really bad in this area.
We pointed the car a little more this way, because
to the right?
Yeah, the stream is angled like this a little bit because
absolutely.
of the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's good.
good enough.
I can back up a little bit.
That's fine.
That's good?
Yeah.
All right, you got it.
Michael. Can I see your phone?
Yeah.
There's a camera out there. Oh. It's like, why is the screen black? And then will you send that to me on Facebook?
Yep. Post your stream link on Twitter.
I'm about to post it. That's what I was getting the shot for.
Gotcha. I kind
As
of
a thumbnail type thing, because Twitter is bad at showing the thumbnail.
Guess I'll reactivate Facebook for 24 hours. Fine. Fine if I have to. Can you actually send me that thumbnail, Michael? Just working. Yep. Post it. Did you send it?
Sure did.
Alex sent us a message, by the way. Oh wait, I can read it here. Fine. For those watching, we're probably about 30 minutes away from getting relatively consistent hurricane force winds. We're occasionally getting tropical storm force gusts. I don't think we've had anything over maybe 50.
Yeah, 50 is probably where we've topped out, to be honest.
That's just gusts.
And it's kind of going to be mostly gusty until we get into that outer eye wall. When we get into that outer eye wall, you're going to get really consistent downdrafts, which are going to bring those hurricane force winds to the surface there. And then once we get into the inner eye wall, not long after that, that's when the real insanity begins. So definitely stay tuned.
See if there's any questions in the chat. I'll try and monitor the chat for a little bit, but once we get into the thick of it, we're going to be focusing on what we need to be doing here. Everybody asking where we are, we're in Matthews, Louisiana. Matt Holloway asks what vehicle we're in. We're in a Nissan Armada right now. So it's got some clearance, and we're hoping the storm surge isn't too bad here. There's some models that predict that we could get some surge here. It's hard to tell because there's so many little streams and rivers and tributaries that all flow into different areas, so it's really hard to tell. And we haven't had a hurricane that's taken this track in so long. We really don't have any good case studies to pull from on how this is going to be how this is going to affect this area for storm surge. So we've got options if it gets bad on how we can resort to higher ground. So, but we actually have 2 surge probes. So we have HD cameras hooked up to battery packs that'll be recording for almost 30 hours. Further south, in between Golden Meadow and Grand Isle, which are getting smacked right now, and we'll probably have up to 16 feet of storm surge. So that will be pretty insane video here later on. Well, we might not be able to recover those for a week or two. So
At least.
at some point, that video will be on the channel, and it's going to be pretty insane. We've got a camera right up against the levee there, just south of Golden Meadow. And the videos coming in from Grand Isle right now are absolutely insane. So,
and that's what's funneling up into where we put the surge probe. And better yet, it's actually where we're going to be, or where the surge probe is going to be even closer to that inner eye wall, or even more directly affected by that inner eye wall. So conditions that are currently happening in Grand Isle are actually just a precursor for what's going to be heading up to where we have the surge probes.
Did the picture send?
I got the picture. Yeah.
Did you send it to my phone or my Facebook, Michael?
Oh, I sent it to both.
Really?
I don't even know how to copy the link of. I guess just go.
Oh, it's trying to send on Facebook.
I mean, you can go to my YouTube.
I can't figure out how to pull it. I'm just stupid. I had it pulled up here, but
Here.
yeah. Please show me. I'm not the most technologically literate person.
Oh, thank you, Michael.
Trees are definitely bending.
All right, it's copied.
Thank you,
You
sir.
just click those 3 dots there, and then click share, and then it lets you copy link.
There we go. Look at me.
So
Look at me go.
there you go, big guy.
Thank you, sorry.
Yeah, Grand Isle is getting smacked right now. It's not a good situation there. There's, how many people was it? 27?
28 people who did not leave Grand Isle not including, or maybe that's including. I know there's at least one storm chaser.
He got off the island.
Ah, very good. Smartened up. That was not a good place.
That surge probe that I just showed you. That was his.
Oh, good for him for getting off though, because that's not.
Oh, it wouldn't.
safe.
His vehicle would be gone. That's for sure.
Yeah, if you are somehow lucky enough to find some of the few buildings that do survive on the island, your vehicle will not be, and you're going to be there for a while. So, but even then, I would not put any hope into being able to find the buildings that do survive, because it really didn't look like there were that many very sturdy, very well built buildings on the island. So definitely was out of the question. I like to put myself into hairy situations. I like to kind of push the thin edge there, but that's not it. That's not a smart place to be for a storm like this.
All right. Wow, that was fast, Michael.
I'm fast.
Kyle Mills asks if there are any marinas nearby. No, we're far enough inland that there probably isn't. I mean, maybe by one of the canals. But most of the boats that we saw are further south, down by Golden Meadow. When we have a surge probe that's set up right next to a ton of boats, so that'll be interesting to see what happens to those. And then, let's see, how high is the storm surge at your place? We don't have any storm surge right now. If it were to come in, it won't be till later. We're hoping that we're high enough where, oh, there's a good gust.
Probably a solid 50, 55 mile an hour gust right now.
Where we're at is about 10 feet above sea level. So we've got a little bit of buffer, but we might still have some issues. We'll see.
Hoping not. The storm surge is, in my opinion, right now with this storm, is the most dangerous part. Luckily, being out on the bayou here, there's a lot of swampy marshland in between us and the main ocean, and the bayou really is just a natural surge protector from the mainland there. So hopefully should keep the levels down here for a bit, because we would like to be able to drive home.
Yeah. Love that sound.
Yeah, me too.
Keep the window open so you guys can hear the sounds as they start to come in. Matt Holloway asks if I had a Prius. No, I was in a Corolla, so not much better. Yep.
Fine.
Yeah, I chased Hurricane Sally and Hurricane Zeta and Delta. Sally,
Just a few.
Sally, Delta, and Zeta in my Toyota Corolla, which is not a great idea. But we made it. Oh, there we go. That's a good gust.
Yeah, shook the car a little bit.
Ooh, yeah. Hopefully nobody is in that house.
Well, Luckily, no cars outside of it, but
Karen Clark asking if we're staying at this location or moving around. We will definitely be moving around eventually. This is just, we've been seeing these trees sway for a while, so it's as we're still waiting for the outer eye wall to approach, this is just kind of where we're hanging out. We've got this whole entire town scoped out, so we've got a few places that we're probably going to go film. So we'll be going up and down this street. We're just kind of sitting here for now and waiting for it to get closer.
Sheriff doing its last passes. Making sure
Yeah,
people
we're
are out.
starting to get more consistent tropical storm gusts. And if you guys have any family that lives in southern Louisiana and you want to share this stream with them, give them an update as to what's going on, let them look at it live. What's the highway we're near? What's that main highway?
Let's see. Quick here. We are on
If you have any family in Homa,
Louisiana Highway 1.
Yeah, Louisiana Highway 1. We're near Homa. We're in a town called Matthews, but it's close enough to Homa to be a good gauge as to what the type of conditions are in that general area. So any friends or family that might have evacuated from that area, which is a good idea, this is something you can share with them so they can see what's going on. You can hear those winds howling.
It's coming from the northeast right now.
Terry M asks if we have our sandwiches. We do. We have them
In the cooler
in
on
the cooler.
dry ice.
Bucky's sandwiches. For those of you who watched our Sally live stream from last year, that was a running joke about I went to go get my sandwich because we had been sitting watching these boats at a marina for like 3 hours, and right when I went to go get my sandwich, the boat capsized and sunk. And I came back to see the antennas of it poking out above the water. So everybody gave me a bunch of crap for going and getting a sandwich. So
Luckily, the sandwiches are here.
the sandwiches are plentiful. And if you feel like donating a sandwich to us, we have a link in the description where you can send us a few bucks on PayPal. The money will only be used for sandwiches and gas for future storm chases or to get us back from this one. So if you feel compelled to, we greatly appreciate sandwiches. What's your favorite sandwich from Bucky's?
Oh man, my favorite sandwich? I'm definitely a turkey bacon and cheddar guy, and that's anywhere. That's not just Bucky's. That's just the go-to. I'm a creature of habit.
I got the Italian hoagie from Bucky's. That's generally my go-to there, but normally not elsewhere. But Bucky's only has like 3 sandwiches.
Makes the selection pretty
I got
easy.
the roast beef. So
Michael got the roast beef.
Boy, all right.
And those will be consumed later. Right now, we had Waffle House yesterday. That was our last.
about it.
That was our last warm meal.
Yeah.
I got hot dogs, but we fell asleep before we could eat them.
Very tired. That was going on like 36 hours, no sleep before this. Worked all day in Oklahoma City. Left work to pick these guys up, and then we drove all the way through the night to southern Louisiana. Did not get a lick of sleep until yesterday. Feeling much better rested now though, and I am so happy for that because I was a miserable, cranky human being yesterday evening.
I fell asleep in the hotel lobby on a little couch. I just passed out until they said, "Hey, our room's ready." They only had one housekeeper working the entire hotel. So she was having to just go room by room, and whenever she'd finish up, somebody would get their room, and we told them like, hey, we'll go in there if it's dirty.
Sheets.
Yeah, it'll just give us some sheets and we'll make it happen. And they said no. COVID probably.
Yeah.
Got some officers making their final pass through.
I wonder how many times we'll say that on the live stream today. My guess is at least 12.
Well, they've been getting less numerous. For a while, they were every few minutes a cop would go by, and that was the first one we've seen in probably 30 minutes. Mostly. Oh, there's Alec and Trey.
So this bank back here has a perfect awning in the back that's oriented for the first eye wall. Really good coverage. There's a couple of jets behind there that are just pumping it out. Just for back of your eye if you need it. I think
Awesome.
that's the way to go.
Awesome, definitely.
There's like doors, there's lights, there's pillars, concrete. It seems good.
All right, hey, I might see you over there for sure. Be safe, all right?
So yeah, Ida's making landfall on Grand Isle right now. It took a westward jog there for a bit, but now it's taken much more of a northward jog, and Grand Isle is getting absolutely smacked. Golden Meadow, just north of Grand Isle, is about to be in the inner eye wall, and actually our surge probes are just south of Golden Meadow right now. So our surge probes are experiencing winds potentially in excess of 150 miles per hour, at least gusts, and likely up to 16 feet of storm surge. So there's going to be some insane video from that. Oh, we might have to move out of the way for them. Oh, he's backing up. Yeah, you move, not us.
Don't worry, he's talking to our storm chasing friends.
Yeah.
We would not talk to anybody other than our storm chasing friends that way.
We're not that horrible of human beings.
Close, but not quite.
I might be.
Michael might be, but we're good boys.
So just south of Golden Meadow where our probes are is getting complete onshore flow, meaning the winds are coming directly from the ocean onto land. On the opposite side is offshore flow, so the winds are going over the land and the friction causes them to decrease in speed somewhat, and then they push the water actually out away from the land somewhat. So that's going to be insane. I'm going to talk about my probes forever because we've had these for a year now and we've deployed them every single hurricane and have gotten no usable footage from any of them.
This is the one.
This is the one. We would have had usable footage from Laura, but it was dark when it made landfall, so there's really nothing except for the evening before and the morning after that you can see. So this is a daytime landfall with extreme surge potential, and we finally frickin' got those probes deployed in a good spot. So that's it's been a long time coming to get that type of shot, and that will be definitely available on the YouTube channel in the next few weeks.
Very excited for that. Not saying I'm not excited. And
There it
number
is.
3 for the live stream.
Well,
so far.
no, because he went down there. He went down.
Oh,
the
so
first
separate
one.
passes. You're saying
The first one went down and then came back, so that's one.
You are stretching the numbers. I say 12 passes, 6 cops total. That's my.
No, I'm talking about the last one. What?
Since we started the live stream, there's a cop that went that way, and then 5-10
I'm not-
minutes later came back this way, and
Yeah.
then that next one.
Yeah, so that's number 2. He came to make his last pass, so he went down and then came back.
We don't need
that's
to
a pass.
discuss semantics.
I think we do. This is important.
this is in fact important.
See, we've been up for so long that we just kind of get delirious and start having dumb conversations that are meaningless.
We do that normally.
Yeah, I was trying to give us some credit. So the outer eye wall is it's about 18 nautical miles to our south. So like 20 miles to our south is the outer eye wall, where there's been reported wind gusts of 100, 110, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then the inner eye wall is where we're going to get the gusts potentially up to 130, 140, probably not 150 all the way up here. And we are sending our thoughts to anybody in Grand Isle because that is not good.
Yeah, they're getting the front right quadrant
They're
real
getting
nasty right
smacked.
now.
There's unfortunately probably going to be some people that pass away on that island because at least 28 people decided to stay and did not heed the evacuations, and there's not going to be a ton of structures that survive this, unfortunately. So it's a bummer.
Yeah, authorities make those evacuations, especially the mandatory ones, with reason. And it's really unfortunate when people decide to not listen to the authorities. I know sometimes, you know, the news organizations like to hype up events, but the actual authorities do not. And when authorities say that you absolutely must leave or else you're not going to survive, it's probably in your best interest to do exactly that. So
Yeah, look at that.
whew. Yeah, looking at some live pictures from wow, looking at some live pictures from Grand Isle right now, and the water is currently up to the level of the camera, which is pointed up, or is set up pretty high there, as to potentially avoid the water, but there's waves crashing over the camera right now, so they're getting smacked.
Wow. That is not good. Whatever it's attached to is still there, though,
It's good.
for now. And we will be moving around the city here once we start getting closer to that outer eye wall. Right now, we're just staying here because there's not a whole lot to shoot, and at least you guys can kind of see the wind with the trees whipping around. It kind of gives a little bit of perception as to what's happening. But probably haven't had any gusts over 50 miles per hour here yet. We're still a little ways away. There we go. Oh, there's one of those trees just bent some.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that it's been raining quite a bit in this area, so the root systems on a lot of these trees are going to be quite a bit softened up. The soil's definitely loosened up, so it's not going to take some absolutely insane gusts to uproot some of these trees.
Those trees are right on the bank of that little thing too, so they don't have a
Wow.
ton of soil to the other side of them
Yeah,
to
that's
support
true.
it.
Good point.
Oh yeah. See that one tree that's really leaning? It's kind of dead
Yeah,
everywhere except the top.
yeah.
Not even one comment about the police officer.
I am counting. That's number 4 because it's going in this direction, you know. Max might say 3, but we know the numbers. I think he was busy doing something else. Must have miscounted.
So
you
if
know?
one tornado comes down and it stays down but it comes back around, it's 2.
Well, no, of course not.
It's the same.
The same funnel on, or the same.
Is that a multi-vortex? What if it's a multi-vortex?
If it's a multi-vortex, then that's 25 tornadoes at least, obviously.
For those asking where we're at, we're in Matthews.
Which is just east northeast of Houma, Louisiana, and southwest of New Orleans by about 40-minute drive.
The location is in the description, by the way. And yes, Ida has officially made landfall. Grand Isle, Category 4. I hope nobody's in that house because there's trees starting to lean right there, and that will fall directly onto that house. I don't see any cars there, so that's good, but there's bikes outside, so somebody definitely lives there, and a trampoline that's strapped down.
Hoping that they were smart and left in a hurry, as most of the people in this area did, or at least a good chunk of the people did.
Ugh, sick feeling in my stomach. Everybody on Grand Isle, there's not gonna be a lot left.
No.
And if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, I highly recommend it. We're gonna try and get past 17,000 subscribers on this chase. We're only 100 away, so if you guys like what you're seeing, I've got a ton of other hurricane videos on here, so definitely peruse those after this one. If you want to send us a few bucks to get sandwiches, that's appreciated, but the next best thing is clicking that subscribe button. That's my last pitch for a while. If you like storms, I chase them a lot. So, you know,
it's worth it.
You can check it out. I make pretty decent videos. I try and take my time.
I'd like to say he makes very good videos, but he's a modest man.
Somebody came up to me and said I did a good job today. Michael Day says, if we ever chase one in North Carolina, I'd love to tag along. You're more than welcome to follow us if we ever chase a hurricane that's making landfall there. They don't make landfall in North Carolina a lot because, well, no, yeah, I guess they do.
Get smoked every now and again, for sure.
Usually they curve. Occasionally they'll go straight in.
Yeah. For the science buffs out there, the reason for that is the Coriolis effect. The Coriolis effect is the reason why when you flush a toilet, it circulates in the direction that it does. Our atmosphere does the same exact thing, and the further north a hurricane goes, the more it wants to curve to the east. Cool little tidbit for you guys. And that's also the reason why North Carolina is shaped the way it is because of so many hurricanes that have grazed the coastline there.
Mm-hmm. Slow Day says, I would send money, but my mom would kill me. Don't send money. We don't want your mom to kill you. I'm sure she's a very sweet woman, but, you know, I would be mad if somebody sent my money too. I'm a effing unicorn. Says I'm subbed and I shared this on Twitter under hashtag Hurricane Ida. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. I like your username a lot, and that is very cool. Yeah, if you guys want to share this on Twitter or Facebook, especially if you have any family in the area, if you have any family in Morgan City, Houma, anywhere along, you said this is Highway 1, Louisiana Highway 1.
Yep.
We're going to be getting conditions that are similar to what those areas will be receiving, so they can watch this and get an idea of what's going on. Also, if anybody lives in Matthews here and has a house that they want us to check on after the storm, if it's possible, we will gladly go do that. We'll gladly take a look, and if you send us an email or something, we can send a photo. We did that a couple times during Sally on Dauphin Island.
Yeah, road traffic has come to almost a complete stop. There was still quite a few people who are trying to get out of the bayous down south and out of Matthews this morning, and I really haven't seen anyone except for a couple of police officers and one or two storm chasers in the past half hour to an hour. So that's a good sign.
I think I should send this to my mom.
The live stream?
Yeah, so she could watch.
I did it to my mom and dad. I mean, I know my dad loves this stuff. So.
I think my mom would be not stoked.
Not stoked? My mom, my mom might be puckering a little bit, but she'd be there to tune in for sure. But I know my dad really wishes he was here with us. Yeah.
And my dad said he doesn't want to chase a hurricane. I asked him.
Oh, come on, but we got him an awesome tornado this year.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to step it up a little bit?
I don't know. I think he doesn't want to be wet.
I fully understand.
My dad and I used to storm chase together, and we finally got him out chasing again this year, the first time in like 10 years. There's a video about it on my YouTube channel. And yeah, we got him a nice tornado in Southwest Texas, which was super cool to experience that with him. And then we got big ol' hail. Actually, we got hail before and after.
Yeah, beforehand was the big.
Those were tonky.
Yeah, those were 5-6 inch stones for sure.
Go watch the after this, if you guys want to see a cool documentary put together. I think it's just called Storm Chasing in Tornado Alley 2021. Yeah. Storm Chasing in Tornado Alley 2021. That's a good documentary where Evan and I chased for a couple weeks and documented it all. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Michael, do you think it's a good documentary?
I think it's a great documentary.
Michael thinks it's a great documentary, so you should too.
What Michael says goes.
It's true, I don't lie.
This is Michael's first hurricane chase. He's experienced multiple typhoons, but never intentionally sought after one. So we are happy to have him in our backseat, and he is the honorary supply grabber, constantly grabbing beef jerky and energy drinks.
He does great.
He does really good at it. He's so good at his job. So if you guys ever need somebody to do something like that,
grab some jerky.
Hashtag Michael Hoynes
I have
at
a
Michael
bachelor's
Hoynes.
degree.
He has a bachelor's degree. That's not really important. He's really good at grabbing snacks though.
A bachelor's degree in grabbing snacks and biology.
And biology.
All right, so what number is this, Max?
Hey, you know what? I think we should just...
They're all going in the same direction now. Do you think they're hunkering in finally?
Yeah, they might be going to the school.
Yeah. So Sam, if you're watching this, yeah, I said that I was going to be riding this out in a brick building, and if it gets bad, I will be riding this out in a brick building. But for right now, this isn't quite bad in my eyes, so I'm here.
Somebody asked how far Grand Isle is from Matthew. Is somebody able to get a quick
It's not that
guesstimate?
far. It's
Probably
really
like
not that
30
far.
miles, 20.
As the crow flies, let me see.
Oh, Miss Hatch is on.
My mother
Your
or my
mother.
sister?
Your mother.
Hi, Mom. Hello, how are you? It's less than 40 miles as the crow flies.
Oh, Shelby's on.
Hi, Shelby.
Hi, Shelby.
Oh,
Hello,
I got my
Shelby.
peoples here. Michael says hello if you didn't hear him as well. We're all hiing and hooing and hawing.
People in the chat saying hi, Shelby.
Hi, Shelby.
Mama Hatch just trying not to be nervous. We're fine.
We're professionals.
We are expert professionals.
Oh, that's true. Or professional experts, depending on who you ask.
I'll send this to my mother.
There you go. Now your mom can tune in and we can have two nervous mothers in here. Yeah, that's crazy to think that right now we're just like getting moderate tropical storm gusts and you know, some sustained getting there, but just some moderate tropical storm gusts, and to think that it's like absolute hell on earth, like 35 miles to our south, is pretty crazy to think. This is a really compact system with a very tight and small wind field. So systems like these, in my opinion, are the most dangerous because a lot of people get a false sense of security where they're like, oh, this really isn't bad. Like, heck, it wasn't windy at all like an hour and a half ago. Like, it was almost completely calm and still. And then it's like, oh, you know, it's like a standard summer thunderstorm here. It's getting a little gusty. It's kind of rainy. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam, you are in it. And by in it, I mean in it bad. So, again, definitely hope that people who are in more coastal areas or in not well-built shelters in this area are definitely taking shelter and are taking this seriously. Man, I haven't even been drinking my energy drink. I guess I'm actually awake now.
We've had caffeine pills. Did you have a caffeine
White
pill?
walrus.
A caffeine mint thing.
Caffeine mint.
I don't
Mints.
do caffeine pills.
Oh, we gotta find somewhere to put this stuff. I'm sorry.
Calling Michael a pill pusher.
No whale.
Part of me wants to say like, oh, we should drive it around, but I know literally as soon as we leave this, all of these trees are gonna come and fall right on this house. So.
What's radar look like?
Radar looks like radar. It has not. Oh, there we are.
Okay.
We're just now almost about to get into what I call the beef and potatoes of the storm. The outer
Is that the
eye
technical
wall-
term for it?
I believe so, yeah. From my little bit of meteorology school, I'd say that. We're about 15 miles, a little less than 15 miles away from the outer eye wall, and that's when when the poo is really going to hit the fan, you know? Or at least start to hit the fan. The inner ones where it's like, oh man, I should probably be in that brick building. Oh, that's a good gust.
Oh yeah.
Starting to get some
Ooh.
bigger branches falling. Trees are bending.
We'll stay here for maybe like 20 more minutes.
And
then-
the tractor supply tent is actually gone.
The update. Tractor supply tent is gone.
Mhm.
Things are getting pretty serious here in Matthews.
Why they left the tent out? I don't know.
Insurance claims.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
It was an old tent.
They definitely have that insured for at least $10. It all adds up.
Fancy. It was a fancy tent.
Oh, maybe $100. I don't know. How's the quality of the stream, everyone? Everything looking good?
Yeah, our data down here isn't great. I'm streaming from my iPhone. Usually I have a 4K camera hooked up to OBS Studio, which allows us to...
So what's that? 6, 7, 8?
I've given up. Usually I have a 4K camera, like full camcorder, that allows me to adjust the focus manually and zoom in and zoom out and all that stuff. It's hooked up to my laptop, but we don't have good enough cell service on our hotspot to do that, so we're just having to do it straight from the the iPhone this time. But it seems like it's working pretty well. I've got it rigged up with duct tape here on my actual camera mount.
It looks good.
So if it swings around a little bit, that's because it's an impromptu design. V2 will be better. Andy says the feed is the best quality this year. Yeah, I know. Everywhere that we've intercepted storms has had absolute crap cell service. It might have been better if I had just done it from my phone instead of trying to do it through the whole, camera through computer thing, because there's like 4 things that it has to go through. It has to go through. Oh, well, I'll shut up. Bigger branches starting to come down. I saw a bigger one fall back
Yeah, I
down
saw
behind
one
there.
fall back there. I feel like these trees are just super trees. I don't know if they're like cypress trees or what they are.
Well, I just think we have only gotten like 50 mile per hour winds.
I still think they're super trees. It's not even a question of
Yeah.
quality of the tree. I just think they're really super trees. Really, you know,
They're stupendous.
stupendous trees. Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to have, see, when I do it through my camera on OBS Studio, if you guys watch some of my streams from last year, I was able to have radar going with the stream as well, and that's nice. But like I said, I'm streaming from my iPhone right now, so I can't do that.
Kelton said stupendous.
Thank you,
to
Kelton.
emphasize it.
Oh, look at that. Oh,
Oh, that's a big gust there.
do you want to maybe
You want me to
angle down
Yep,
the street a little bit?
That's kind of why I put it in reverse there.
Terry.
Yeah, we just had a bunch of limbs flying off of one of these trees over there. Why is it that tree in particular that's really taking the brunt?
No, do you want me to, miss these trees going down and just go right over on that direction?
No, just
Right here?
yeah, but angle it a bit more like that.
I mean,
Because then we can still see.
yeah, just make sure I don't go in the ditch.
No, you're good. You can
Got
go.
space?
Yeah. All right. Now stop.
Okay. It's going in the ditch right now would just be really unfortunate.
A bland.
Less than ideal.
Yep. Starting to get some better gusts.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah, sometimes I drive into ditches, okay,
Evan drove into a ditch this morning.
It was just a medium ditch.
It was a small
It
culvert.
was a big puddle, okay?
There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna get the main camera going.
Good idea.
Miss Hatch, our chase vehicle is a Nissan Armada, which it's pretty spacious. It's got some good clearance.
Very aerodynamic.
LTO talking about Golden Meadow. We have 2 surge probes there capturing the conditions there, so eventually we will be able to recover that footage. Unfortunately, it does not live stream. Maybe sometime later down the line I'll figure that out.
If this one works out well and we get the type of video that we know we're going to get the type of video. If we can recover these and we get the video that we're expecting from those probes, V3 will hopefully have that kind of capabilities.
In fact, if you want to send money to that PayPal, it'll also be used for that.
I guess the surge probe on Grand Isle is dead.
Oh, yeah, I could imagine.
So the building it was attached to is probably gone. So
Which was a house.
that's not good. Yeah, so an update from, we were talking about a surge probe that's on Grand Isle right now. Its feed is apparently gone, which probably means that the building it was attached to is also, unfortunately, probably gone, to give you an idea of the conditions that are down to our south right now.
Yeah, and those conditions are, how far away is that eye wall? Maybe,
It's less than 40 miles now, probably closer to 35 miles away from our location.
so that's when it'll really get crazy. Right now we're just seeing the outskirts of it. Jamie G asking if we can't donate. I don't have the super chat thing or anything like that, but if you want to send us a few bucks, if you look in the description, there's a link to a PayPal account. We're only using the money for gas and Sammy's, but I guess also surge probe funds if you so desire to send a decent amount.
It will be a bit of an expensive little toy for us, but I mean, I think it'll be very well worth it. I mean, again, we'll see how this current one works, but here we are.
Whoa, all right. That's our biggest gust so far.
Definitely. I was probably above 60 there.
What do you guys think? Do we want to drive around or stay here for a little longer?
No. I don't think any of these trees would block our path. The power poles are on the right-hand side of the road, the leeward side. I don't see why we can't go. Yeah, we might miss some of this tree damage here, but we might see something more exciting, and it might be more exciting for the viewers if we're not looking at the same pair of trees.
Yeah,
for a bit. So
we'll move around for a little bit.
We'll do a little exploration before we get into the outer eye wall, in which case we're probably going to be getting somewhere where we can safely set up shop and keep covering the event for you guys, where we will be in a relative place of safety. So we are off.
Yeah, Andy Crayons is first of all was talking about the super chat thing and PayPal. Yeah, if you do a super chat thing, it takes like 30% of whatever donation you send. So the PayPal one allows us to, you know, get the sandwiches and not YouTube.
YouTube doesn't need
YouTube has
sandwiches.
plenty of sandwiches.
No, these boys need sandwiches.
She also pointed out, you know, driving around so we can do a before and after. We actually did a tour of this town well earlier this morning before there was even any rain or wind, with the camera going, doing a back and forth up and down the street of what it looked like before. And then after the fact, we plan on doing the same thing. So that'll be in 4K video as well. But we'll do it on the stream here too.
So we're currently passing the Central Lafourche High School. Central Lafourche High School is currently where the public shelter is in place for the people who live here who did not heed the warnings and did not get out. And I have a feeling that very well could save quite a few lives in the area here, because there's a lot of houses that are really not very well built. So
bear with me as I add Gorilla Tape to the makeshift camera mount so that it's a bit more stable.
Oh, flying sign.
Flying sign. There's going to be a lot of sheet metal flying around here. Whoa!
We just got
power lines arcing.
Yeah, we got
You
power
wanna stop?
lines starting to arc here. You know, let me stop and back up a little bit.
Yeah, we got a direct channel through here where...
Alright, just want to see if there's anything behind us. It's not. We like that.
You want to just park in the middle so
Yeah.
people can still go by?
Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Yeah.
There must be a channel in the trees right here or something, because
Yeah.
it seems to be much more gusty right there. So we're going to stop here for a sec because we just saw sparks flying from this power line. So I'll show you guys a shot of that real quick. And we've also got a lot of sheet metal here.
Yeah, so if it
Be
gets
careful
really
from that.
gusty, I'm going to be moving, because
Yeah.
I don't like sheet metal to our vehicle. That should be avoided at almost all costs. And the gusts stop.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have a good position here. Let me slow things down a little bit. There's a car behind me. I'm going to put on my flashers just so they know where I'm at.
We'll give it a gust.
Yep, and good gust.
And we'll keep exploring.
Yeah, I like that.
We had a power pole that looked exactly like that come down like 15 feet away from us.
In the first 50-mile-an-hour gust, the first one.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was 50.
If that, yeah.
And it came down in a very dramatic fashion, very close to our car.
Kind of sketchy. We were outside of the car at the time,
Yeah,
too.
we were deploying one of our probes. Michael was filming us deploying the probes, and he missed the shot of the power line falling, so we almost didn't let him come. We almost didn't let him come back in the vehicle after that. Just kidding. That was very scary, because definitely was not expecting that to happen.
No, not in that kind of wind. So that kind of just goes to show you how weak the infrastructure may be here because they have not had any serious hurricanes in the area. So
Yeah.
it might mess.
There's been
things up
hurricanes
here.
in the area, but not the inner core of a hurricane, which people
Correct.
don't understand, that there's a big difference. They say, we went through Katrina out here and it wasn't that bad.
It was
No,
75
you didn't.
miles away.
No, you didn't.
Part, yeah.
You went through the outer edge of Katrina, which really, you know, it's not great. I mean, there was still definitely impacts, but it's not going through the inner core of a hurricane. There's a vast difference.
Let alone a category 4.
Let alone a category 4.
Correct.
This is a strengthening storm. I mean, it's leveled off now, but Katrina was a...
It had been weakening for over 24 hours.
Yeah, it was on a weakening trend. It had enough time in the Gulf to build up a ton of storm surge.
You're good.
So you're good. Keep going.
Ah, yes, thank you.
All right, let's move.
All right, yeah.
This will come down right when we move.
As it is, you know, that's just the name of the game around these parts.
It wasn't even arcing that much. It's just a little
No, it
bit.
was just a quick little sparky.
Water looks a little deeper. Maybe.
Maybe a little bit. And there's that gust we wanted. Yeah.
If you guys, you know, we've got a link in the description if you want to send us a few bucks, but obviously the other thing that you can do that's equally beneficial is subscribing or sharing the link on social media so other people can see what's going on. And that helps us be able to create more quality content going along the way, whether it's a financial donation or just supporting the channel, because more people that are watching and give a darn, the more effort we can put into these videos and these live streams. Yeah, go. That's going to be sketchy if one of those trees comes down, because that's going to really cut us off.
Yeah.
We might be able to go around there or something, but I don't know that there's a ton of options.
Michael, do you want to look and see if there are...
Yeah, I looked earlier.
Didn't see any connectors? Very good. Okay, so we
Yeah, we might wanna
turn
stay
around
north.
and just go stay in this general area here.
Is there?
Not really.
No, okay.
Yeah, we don't want to get cut off to the north.
Because that tree is already taking some serious damage, so we're gonna make the educated decision here to turn around.
Turn around. Whoa! Flying debris!
Debris! Things are definitely getting gustier here. Matthews.
Whoa!
Oh, hello. You want me to put your window up?
Yeah.
Okay.
The sound is no longer that exciting.
All right, so this is my least favorite thing to do in all of storm chasing, is driving under trees that are currently taking damage, so I'm gonna do it really fast.
Go, 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 go!
Okay.
You're good.
And this one is not as bad, but also still. Thread the needle, we're out of here. Okay.
Yeah,
and
most of the
looks-
wind-related deaths in hurricanes come from falling trees on vehicles or homes, so it's definitely pretty spooky.
Yeah, so again, I'll ride out a, 155 plus mile an hour sustained eye wall, but I will not drive under big trees like that are getting damaged, even though I just did. But yeah, that's something that really scares me.
You want to go check over by where our search probe
Yeah.
is, maybe?
Yeah.
Trying to show the people where the spot is. Show the people.
Can I see radar? Somebody's phone.
Here. 13 minutes old. Ah, good. 13 minutes. That's timely. All right, so we're gonna take a left here just before the public shelter. This is the road that or at least the one, the damaged
Oh, we're almost
road.
in the outer eye wall.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Almost to the outer eye wall right now.
Jamie's asking, it's a surge probe, S-U-R-G-E, for storm surge. We got a fence down here.
Yeah.
It's the water that comes rushing in on the onshore flow side of a hurricane, and we have probes that are specifically designed to stay there and show what's happening. We have one that's here. We're not sure if this area is going to receive storm surge, but we're kind of have it pointed in an area where there might be some flying debris. In fact, if you let me see, I can't see
You want me to
Right there's the pole that fell next to us. There's our surge probe on the thing there, and then right there is the pole that fell as we were putting it up.
I'm just gonna go down to the end of the road here and then do a loop back.
Man, they must have done a really shitty job of mounting that thing.
It snapped at the base. I think it just must have had a little rot going on, a little dry rot.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It did snap. Yes, it did make landfall. It made landfall to our south and is heading up our way right now. We got some damage to that house.
Oh yeah, already,
Some siding damage.
Already getting the siding taken off of houses here, and it is just barely picking up. Things are going to get a lot worse in the next 15 minutes, and even much further worse than that over the next hour. So
This is the neighborhood where we told the people they need to leave because it's all mobile homes that are old and not well anchored. Not anchored at all, actually.
Not even.
no,
They're on freaking cinder blocks, so
it would take 100-mile-an-hour or less, which I guarantee we will experience at this location, to completely roll and loft the houses here. So really hoping that everybody heeded our warnings and everybody got the heck out, because things are about to get really bad, and that's
The church is about to lose their steeple.
that's not something you want to deal with at all.
oh shit, surges topped the floodgate in Golden Meadow.
Wow, so we're
Oh shit.
we might not get our surge probes back.
Our
That's a
surge
big
probe
deal.
is located about 6 feet above the floodgate.
If that.
Oh, no.
It's ratchet strapped on there, pretty good.
Pretty good. We tried.
And then the other one is a bit further inland.
Yeah, I see.
Uh-huh.
Wow, that's crazy. So, wow, there is probably catastrophic destruction happening where we put our probes earlier.
Oh man.
Not even probably, there is.
Now I've got that sinking feeling in my stomach that it's already overtopped. Oh shit.
Well, I'm glad we didn't stay there, boys.
Glad we did not stay there. That CJ Lerner kid is
That's
there though.
really high up.
Yeah.
That's a tall wall.
16 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh god.
That one house.
Yeah.
All
There
of
were
those
people there.
houses,
There were
yeah.
people there.
So when we
Lots
were
of people.
in Golden Meadows this morning, where we deployed one of the surge probes that we were just talking about, where the water is already over that level, there were people who had stayed and were in their homes.
Not
and
even boarded up.
Not even boarded up.
Watching
We're just
TV.
Watching TV, ready to ride out the storm. And that is absolutely the most gut-wrenching, worst feeling in the world, is knowing that those people, I hope they got out and took it seriously.
If not,
If not,
if
they're
it's
probably
breaching,
not here.
wait a
It's above
second.
their roof.
Yeah, let me see what it looks like now. Because they're gonna have onshore flow for a while.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If it's already breaching now, then surge
I know.
might be quite a bit over. Here, I got you.
Thanks. Oh yeah, they're getting.
Oh my god.
They're not even in the eye wall yet.
Wow. So if surge is already over the
Yeah, I guess
seawall
they are.
there, that is very, very bad news, because they're just now getting into the worst of the storm, not even in the true worst of the winds and surge yet, and it's already over the seawall. So a lot of those structures in Golden Meadow likely will take catastrophic damage, to say the least. So that's disheartening. Well, I'm glad we left, because our trees are all still here. Gonna do another little loop around down to the main highway here and see if there's anything to see in between here and there. And if not, we're gonna drive around until conditions get
Too spooky.
too spooky for us. And then we're probably gonna be taking shelter at this Holiday Inn Express, which is a 3-story, all brick, reinforced concrete building. So feel safer about that. But wow, hearing that news is
I got a
that's bad. I do not have a good feeling about that.
I got a gut gut-wrenching feeling in my tummy for multiple reasons.
Yeah, and it's not because I have to poop either.
Well,
Well, I might, but that's not why my stomach's hurting.
there's a lot of people
in
here
that house,
too. Yeah, there's a lot of people staying.
There's like 10 people on the floor.
This might be one of the more
That's
this might be one of the more deadly hurricanes in recent history because of the just complete ignorance of people down here, unfortunately.
That's all it is, unfortunately. There's a lot of people who...
This was well forecasted. There's no surprise here.
I took off work 5 days in advance because I knew there was going to be a major storm that was going to make impact in a chaseable area. So if that gives you any idea, that's 5 days that I was able to change my schedule around to be sure that I could drive 15 hours to be here. So there's no excuse why anyone stayed behind. It's nothing but ignorance, sadly.
Yeah. It's really a bummer. It's hard to describe the feeling knowing that we drove by people this morning that likely either will have completely lost all their property by the end of the day or will have lost their lives by the end of the day. Like,
That's bad. That's
yeah.
sad.
Yeah. It's like, they could have got out. We drove right through there. It's not like they couldn't get out.
No,
God, that sucks.
that really does suck.
If it's overtopping the wall now, they still have at least another 2 hours of onshore flow before they start getting the backside and then pushing it away.
Yeah, it's only going to get worse. And again, the 150 mile an hour winds are just arriving and will be blowing into that location for a pretty darn good amount of time.
Yeah. So we're in an area that is barely just starting to get into the hurricane force winds, but we will be in that same in those same conditions here within the next hour or so, probably maybe 2 hours.
Turn around here.
Actually, within the next hour for sure, we will be getting hurricane force winds pretty consistently in the outer eye wall, and then when we get into the inner eye walls, when we'll have to seek shelter, and we will be just having to do a static shot from a location. We will not be able to move around a lot.
That sucks. Yeah, I'm just thinking about that family at the house there.
Yeah.
They lived at sea level. And if there's 16 feet of surge, you do the math.
Yeah.
These trees are just getting whipped right here. Wow, that's actually kind of a cool shot. Sure, the wind stops, as usual.
Oh wow. Nope. That's a good gust.
Those trees are really bending. Check out some of these side streets here, see if there's any tree damage or fence damage at this point.
Yeah, people are commenting about the fact that people might not have the money to bug out. I mean, it really, if you drive 50 miles inland, you're safe. I mean,
Literally,
if somebody can afford to live in a house but can't afford to drive 50 miles inland, I mean, God, is it really worth your life?
And if they
It's
can't,
not.
then our system's badly built.
Yeah, and
True.
if people really can't afford to do that, then that just shows how screwed up everything is.
yeah, that's messed up. So we go down this road. This area seems almost kind of sheltered. Not maybe we're just in between gusts right now, but not really seeing wind here.
People asking what wall we're referring to. We're referring to the levees down by Golden Meadow. that is where the eye wall is currently located, which is the most intense part of the storm. They are experiencing winds probably in excess of 150 miles per hour, and the storm surge, which is basically the wave that comes in with the storm, for a lack of better terms, is overtopping. We got a power pole down over there. It's overtopping the levees, and we saw people there this morning that had not evacuated for whatever reason, and they are in a very deadly situation right now. So it's really, really sad, really sad. And we can only just hope that they are able to pull through this, because it is really, really not a good situation down there.
No, that's the thing too, is it's always sad to see homes and businesses lost, but property can always be replaced, but lives never can. So oh, big gust.
Whoa.
Those antennas are stretching.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna drive around this through the parking lot. Probably I don't want to drive under this, even though
Yeah, you could even drive through that.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, even though these trees are very thick-limbed and probably would be fine, I don't trust that. It just takes one big gust to bring down a large limb.
KS asks about the sandwich situation. That is currently very important. So let's give a rundown on the sandwich situation. We have one Italian hoagie, we have one roast beef, and whatever Evan got.
A turkey and bacon and cheese sandwich, of course.
The TBC.
The TBC, as usual.
If you would like to fund future sandwich purchases, there's a link in the subscription to a PayPal site. If you are not able to, we completely understand, and we'll gladly just
Keep
appreciate.
posting
Yeah,
content.
you guys watching is great. If you like this type of content, definitely subscribe to the channel. We're almost to 17,000 subscribers. If we could top that during the storm, that'd be cool, because you guys are seeing video right now that will eventually be turned into a documentary. 4K actual really good footage with those probes that we were talking about that are going to be hopefully recovered with the 16-foot storm surge. That's going to be some insane video once we're able to collect those. So definitely be sure to subscribe to check that out here within the coming weeks. It's going to be insane. Patricia, as far as we know, the levee was topped. Information at this time in the storm is always going to be, it's always going to be hit or miss. All we know is that it is being topped right now, or it is making its way into Golden Meadow right now, so we'll see.
All we know is there's water from the ocean that is where it does not belong, and that is over the seawall, over the levee.
Here in a few minutes, we'll probably stop looking at the chat. I might enable slow chat in case we get any spammers or bots or whatever like we have had before. And we're just gonna have to kind of let it roll and not pay attention, because we have to concentrate on what's going on around us at all times, and also obviously film what's going on so we can show you guys later on. But y'all feel free to keep chatting away.
Where's that power pole at? Oh, there's a tree down already over here.
Oh yeah, we got a tree snapped. That's one of many that are going to be snapped. That one looks like it was already dead.
Dying.
Dying.
I'm gonna see
Lacking
if I can
life.
find that power pole here. Go down into this house here. This neighborhood, rather.
Dina Brown asking us how far away we are from the eye wall. We are probably
Half
20
an
miles.
hour from, well, yeah, we're coming into the outer eye wall in the next 15 minutes or so, but the inner eye wall is maybe less than an hour away, I'd say.
The storm is going through what's called an eye wall replacement cycle, where it gets rid of the main inner eye wall, the strongest one, and just becomes a larger, more broad eye wall. But right now, that means it has two eye walls, which is very, very damaging, because as the eye wall replacement cycle happens, the wind, oh, we got a line coming down here. As that eye wall replacement cycle happens, the wind is expanding throughout the storm. So you have that inner core with the extremely intense winds. It's only about 15, 20 miles across. And then you have a much larger, maybe 60 to 100 mile eye wall, I guess maybe more like 30 to 60, where winds are, you know, they're gusting to over 100 miles per hour, but it's not the violent 140 mile per hours like in the inner eye wall. Hopefully that made sense. I was kind of distracted while I was trying to explain that.
Yeah, we've got power poles already snapping here in Matthews. I was gonna drive underneath this until I saw that. Oh, shingles coming off of houses too.
Pull up a little more if you can.
That's reverse. I'm on my way. That close enough or?
Yeah, I just wanted to be able to see around the deal here.
And yeah, we're not even in the worst of the storm at all, and there's already infrastructure failing around us, which is not a good sign.
No. Phone back. So for those asking, this will probably be the last update of this. We are about 5 miles away from the outer eye wall and about 20 miles away from the inner eye wall, which is the most intense part. So what was that?
That was a power line arcing. Transformers are blowing. The electrical system around here is failing.
Crack open the window so you guys can hear what's going on. Do we want to stay here for a minute and see?
Wait for another gust.
Yeah, let's wait for one more gust here.
Like the lines are holding that pole in place pretty well right now.
I'm just seeing if that one will snap down there. Can we go up a little bit so I can film down the street
absolutely.
some?
We'll get you guys a better view in a second here. Just
Yeah.
adjusting here. Is that good? Up a little bit more. I mean, I guess if it falls, it's going to fall away from us. So.
Oh, that other one's attached to a bunch of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to back up, get ourselves out of here. I do not want to hang around when there's trees and poles starting to come down, because if a power pole or a big tree falls in the road and blocks us from our safe brick building there, that's not going to be good. That's not a good thing for us, and that can really put our health and safety at danger. So we're definitely going to try to avoid that.
Oh, we made it over 17,000 subscribers. Thank you guys.
Hey!
I'm hoping to get to 20,000 by the end of the season, but we'll see. That might be a lofty goal. We might not be able to make that, but if you do enjoy this type of content, I would definitely recommend subscribing. I do like to chase storms, so I'm quite often there for them. And we try to do live streams whenever possible. And if not, I always produce, if we see anything good, I always produce content after the fact, 4K, try to make it, you know, nice to watch. So if this is something you're into, I would definitely recommend subscribing and checking out all the other videos. I have hundreds of videos on this channel of hurricanes, tornadoes. I have some that are just short, straight to the point, all the gnarliest stuff. I have full documentaries if you like that sort of thing. So would definitely appreciate that. And thank you guys for getting us over 17K. That's pretty neato. We got another chaser here.
saw the camera and thought it was a small dog. Kind of tripped me out for a second.
I wonder where that one line was arcing. You heard?
Yeah, I heard it pop. What was that, Michael?
No.
Matt. So it's funny, the position of the wind, the direction of the wind is shifting a little bit.
Yeah, it is. It's starting to come more out of the southeast, it looks
Yep.
like.
Due east to southeast.
Excuse me.
Oh man, this guy's prepared a little bit late.
Oof. I think that might have come off.
Might have,
Man, there's a lot of people that are staying here.
Yeah. Not good, not very smart.
Oh, there goes a lot of limbs.
Yeah.
This, you can see all the green. Oh,
Wow.
big branch. Wow. Hold up here for a second. This is kind of a dramatic shot.
Let me know when he's getting close.
I just thought I heard a power arc, so.
All right. Oh, big branch just fell right as I stopped recording. Yeah, so these roads were all clear about 2 hours ago. Now they're filled with vegetation, and eventually will be filled with down trees once we get into the thick of it.
Let's chase a grab. Nice view.
All right, we're gonna start getting into the thick of it here, so I'm not going to be paying attention to the chat. I might turn on slow chat, just so we can try and keep things civil around here. Somebody you know is on here said, Hachi Apache.
Who said that? KW. Hello, KW. Not exactly sure who KW is, but I say hello.
Is that Marlin arcing?
Who?
Thought I heard the bzz.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of arcs and pops.
Isaiah says, already gentlemen, IDK y'all, so teach me something. I already like the sense of humor and add some wisdom with that, and I'll watch everything y'all put on here. We had some wisdom earlier. We were talking about eye wall replacement cycles. We were talking about the Coriolis effect. What else can we talk about? And we do try to introduce a little bit of humor into it because, you know, we're out here for a long period of time with very little sleep, and sometimes it's hard to keep going, so we just got to kind of keep ourselves together by making each other laugh a little bit. Also, it's a bit of a coping mechanism when you have such an insane situation going on around you. You can either sit quietly in fear or try to at least laugh a little bit about some of the minor things going on around here, like Michael getting us snacks. Michael, do you know where my Mountain Dew is?
It's
Michael,
not snack time.
what about beef jerky?
It's definitely not beef jerky time.
Not beef jerky time.
I think
Michael just let us down.
any
so,
time
like,
is beef jerky
hold on.
time.
If you want to like get out right here, like
Michael doesn't.
we're
have-
close enough to the public shelter. Like you could probably walk.
That's a hazard to my life.
I understand. Fine, I'll keep you in this time.
So I'll try and talk about the eye wall replacement cycle again. I kind of got distracted last time. So what'll happen is storms will cycle through eye walls, and the eye wall is the ring of storms immediately around the eye. The eye is calm. The eye wall is very, very stormy, very dangerous, the worst conditions of the actual storm. But the storm will cycle through eye walls, and one will start to constrict and turn into a larger eye wall. So basically you go from a small little condensed area of violent winds to a much broader area of winds that aren't as strong. But it's a give and take type situation, right? Because you've got an inner eye wall core that is extremely violent, but it's small. It's maybe only covers a 15-20 mile area. So that little stretch is going to be completely obliterated, but it's only that stretch. After an eye wall replacement cycles and that widens out, the winds may be a little bit less, but it encompasses a much broader area, maybe something more like 30 to 50, 60, even on the larger storms up to 100 miles. So more damage or more surface area is impacted by the strong winds. They're just not as strong as the main inner eye wall before an eye wall replacement cycle happens.
But the most interesting thing about this storm in particular, much like Hurricane Charlie in, was it 2004?
Yes.
Much like Hurricane Charlie in 2004, this storm is coming on shore in the middle of an eye wall replacement cycle.
Correct.
So what that means is that you're going to have the very damaging but slightly less damaging outer eye wall, which is going to impact an area. And then once that passes, the real super damaging, catastrophically damaging inner eye wall will also pass through the area that was weakened by the first eye wall. So you actually get two
rounds.
Two super bad rounds before you even get into the eye, and then get the 2 rounds that follow that.
Usually the eye wall replacement cycle happens before it makes landfall. But since it is happening right now, we still have both. It's still in the process of getting rid of that extremely intense inner core.
It looks very tight on radar still. There is still a very strong, very nice round concentric inner eye wall. So it's hanging on.
It's not going to go away before landfall.
It definitely won't. So what that means is we're in for a bumpy ride here over the next couple of hours for sure.
Oh, Josh is watching. Thanks for feeding the cat if you did that.
Hey, Josh! We all love you.
Hi, Josh. Hi, Emily.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, tree limb fell. It's rolling, rolling, rolling.
Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
Tumbleweed.
It's that's what we call a Louisiana tumbleweed. Man, I wish the viewers could see how fast the clouds on top of us are moving. It's kind of crazy. They are scooting across the sky right now. To be expected. I mean, we're in the middle of a strong Category 4 hurricane, but that's something, no matter how many hurricanes I chase, that never ceases to amaze me, watching them just rip across the sky like that.
And it's so cool seeing even like 24 hours in advance, you'll start to get the very outer fringes of the cirrus band, the outflow expanding from the storm. And you can watch it slowly make its way towards you. It's pretty cool. Wow, we already have 17.5 subscribers now. So 500 people have subscribed in the last hour. That's insane.
Nice.
Thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Michael says thanks.
Thanks. So yeah, seriously, thank you guys. If you like the content that we're producing for you, please like, share, subscribe, share with your friends so that maybe they can like and subscribe to our content as well.
And especially if you have anybody that lives in southern Louisiana, especially like the Houma area, these conditions that we're experiencing right now are very similar to what they're experiencing. So if they want to check in on what's going on near their home.
What's this guy doing? He's outside shoveling?
That's a drain. He's trying to keep the drain clear.
Oh, I just saw a man outside with a shovel, and he was like scraping at his lawn, and it looked kind of silly, but that makes a lot more sense now. Big tree limbs have already fallen across here. Oh man, and we're not even in the worst of it yet. Not even close. At all. We're currently right now 8 miles away from that outer eye wall, and we are 21 miles away from the inner eye wall. So that means less than an hour away from the inner eye wall, maybe about an hour away from the inner eye wall. But that outer eye wall is going to be here before we know it, and you'll notice a dramatic change in.
You'll go from being able to see everything around us to almost pure whiteout.
So yeah, right now this is nothing. I mean, this is pretty wild, but this is absolutely nothing in comparison to what we're about to be experiencing at this location.
People who have gone through the inner eye wall of a major hurricane know exactly what we're talking about when we say it's a pretty harrowing and, you know, life-changing experience. It's unlike anything you've ever seen, and it's pretty humbling and harrowing, and just never really can put it into words exactly what it's like. Even watching it on a stream and, you know, watching the video, even though the video can be super dramatic, it just really does nothing to show what it actually feels like. We got some, can I zoom in on that? I think I can. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow, neat. Sit here for a sec, this is kind of a cool shot. Got some type of car alarm going off.
Yeah, got hit with a tree limb or something. A piece of debris.
We have almost 6,000 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you want to buy us a sandwich for the ride home or some gas, we do have a PayPal link. It is not expected of you to donate to us. We willingly do this for free so you guys can see these insane conditions. But we do appreciate anyone who wants to help out. We only use the money to do future storm chases. You know, all these storm chases come out of our pocket. The camera that I'm using right now to shoot the 4K video that'll eventually be on this channel, you know, it's took me a long time to save up for that, and we're happy to do it out of our own pockets. And if you're not able to send us a few bucks, we really appreciate just subscribing to the channel, enjoying the content.
And shares.
Yeah,
shares are big.
The more people that we have watching, the more, you know, instinctive it, or what am I trying to say?
The more reach we have.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say the more, you know, the more we're willing to go out of our way to make really good content. We've been doing a lot more documentaries recently. You can watch our storm chasing one from this May in Tornado Alley. Got a decent amount of tornadoes, and
quite a few tornadoes.
Instead of just posting, you know, raw tornado video, while that's cool and all, we try to make a big old story out of it so that it's compelling and interesting to watch. So we're gonna keep trying to put out that type of content as long as you guys want to watch it.
If you guys want to watch it. I mean.
Yeah, if you guys don't want to watch it, you can also tune off and not share. That's fine too.
But we'd rather you stay involved.
We don't mind.
No, I like that kind of stuff. I like being able to share this because I know there are definitely
our
people...
moms are watching this right now. Like, if you go back in the chat earlier,
for you, Mom.
Yeah, our moms are watching this.
My mom is not watching.
I'm sorry.
Michael's isn't.
So don't lie, please.
Two-thirds of our moms are watching this.
My other third mom, not watching.
She's at work.
But regardless, we'd be out here doing this whether or not people gave a damn what the hell we were doing. There's a lot of people parked here.
I think this is where the highest winds are because there's not a lot of trees blocking the causing the friction. So that guy's got an anemometer, the hurricane research, and
that's Mark Sudduth, I think.
Oh, Mark Sudduth. Okay, so Mark Sudduth in the.
He's the one. So I was talking about the surge probes that I have earlier. These unmanned probes that have cameras and battery packs that last for 30 hours, and they capture the storm surge that comes in or areas that we don't want to stay at. That is the guy who pretty much invented them back in 2004. He started placing unmanned probes like that in hurricanes. I think Charlie was the one that sparked the idea because they wrote it out in their car and they said, never again, we're gonna find a better way to do this. And he has been doing that ever since. And I messaged him when I, wanted to do it to get his approval. And he's like, hell yeah, man, I'm not gonna stop you from doing that. You go for it. So really appreciate Mark and all his efforts. I think he has like 30 probes now that he places all along the coastline. So
soon, in time.
Definitely check out hurricanetrack.com. That's where I got the inspiration to do those surge probes.
Go down this road a
Let's
little
not
bit.
go too far because I don't know how the service is. Well,
sure.
I mean,
how is it looking?
I don't know.
Where's the Wi-Fi? I can check. Or no,
it's on my phone and I can't check because it's
there's full trees down already right in front of us.
Oh yeah, there's a full tree down. A lot of branches in that yard too.
Starting to get that telltale hurricane sound.
Hey, you guys hear that?
If you've ever been through a hurricane, you know exactly what it is. Nothing in the world sounds quite like this does. And it smells like shredded trees, like fresh cut wood. And that's another one of those smells that, you know, unless you've been through a tornado down south or been through a hurricane, it's a very unique smell. Riding out a hurricane is like a full 5 senses experience. Except for taste, because Michael's not giving us any beef jerky or snacks, so.
Michael?
Almost time, thank you.
Almost time.
I want my juice box, please.
Somebody was asking about our equipment.
Let's see,
Yeah, we have 2 Sony A7S2s. The dash camera is a Sony AX100. You guys are watching my iPhone. I usually stream through my Sony AX100, but we just don't have the capacity to do that with our current Wi-Fi situation. So we're streaming from the phone, and yeah, really that's it. We're in a Nissan Armada. We've got the 2 Sony A7S. Oh, thank you.
Michael got us snacks.
Michael got us snacks and drinks. That is his job.
I haven't got you a snack yet.
That's fine.
Well, I could reach the beef jerky. It's like right here, or it was.
What was that?
I'd say, I'm gonna do it. But then I stopped so Michael could do his job.
Thanks for doing your job, Michael. You do it well. Whoa, that's a big old piece of jerky. Woo!
Yeah, we are not necessarily in the Nissan Armada by choice. It's just happened to be presented to us.
Mm-hmm. Makes for a fine hurricane intercept vehicle, though. So
Not
Almost
bad.
got a Jaguar.
almost, yeah, almost as good as the Jaguar. That would be really high speed, low drag. But this is just high drag, somewhat moderate speed.
Oh, lots of leaves.
Yep. Leaves and some tree debris flying
Oh
across
yeah,
here.
look at that. Woo-wee! We're getting littered. Oh yeah,
Wow,
that's getting
that's
closer
probably-
to hurricane.
Yeah, that was up there close to hurricane force.
Can we go over there where all the branches are flying?
We just saw an arc over there too.
There's a car on the picture.
Wow. Can we go up to the?
Just right here or something.
No, up to where all those trees, the leaves are flying across.
I just can't see. My vision must be bad.
Where we were earlier.
Okay.
All the trees that have the leaves flying across up there.
Yeah, I literally can't even see the leaves.
So past all the cars.
You want me to turn around and face that direction?
No,
or
no, no. I want to film the trees where all the leaves are flying off, which is those trees right there.
Park right here.
A little further.
Oh yeah, good. Good one, Gus.
Yeah, now we're starting to get close. Let you guys hear what it sounds like. Oh, we got a tree uprooted over there.
Yep.
Now we're getting in it.
Yep.